Hello everyone, we are the Kintai family and we are the Unintentional Tour Guides. We just got back from a group trip to Las Vegas. Everything in Vegas is so big we had to split this video into 3 different parts. Check out our channel for the other 2. And with that, let's get into this video. Before we dive too far into our trip, I wanted to share with you guys the condensed history, at least, of the Las Vegas Strip. The state of Nevada outlawed gambling in the year 1910, but that didn't stop speakeasies and illicit casinos from popping up while gambling was taking place. And when gambling was finally legalized in 1931, organized crime had already gotten a really good hold on the city. That same year, 1931, construction began on the Boulder Dam. Today we know it as the Hoover Dam, by the way, and it drew thousands of workers into the city, just east of the city actually. Casinos and showgirl venues popped up on Fremont Street, the town's only paved road at the time, to bring in these project workers, and that became the original Las Vegas Strip. One example of organized crime in Vegas is the hotel that we actually stayed in, the Flamingo Las Vegas. On December 16, 1946, Bugsy Siegel, backed by a Mexican crime boss's drug money, opened his Flamingo Hotel. He named it after his girlfriend, Virginia Hill, who was nicknamed the Flamingo due to her height and her long red hair. 2 weeks after the grand opening, it was shut down, but it did reopen on March 1st of 1947. Siegel was murdered that same year, 1947, but his vision for Las Vegas did live on. During the 1950s and 60s, mobsters helped build 4 more of the hotel-casino combos on the new strip. By 1954, 8 million tourists a year visited Las Vegas. Like I mentioned, we did stay at the Flamingo Hotel in one of their newly renovated rooms. It had a pretty good view of the strip, or at least our room did. Other of the newly renovated rooms look over into the courtyard in the center of the Flamingo. In the bathrooms, there are actually pumps on the wall with shampoo, conditioner, and body soap, so they do provide those for you while you're there. There are shops all throughout the first floor of this casino, as many do. This one has the Flamingo Promenade, which is pretty cool. You can get all your flamingo and vacation needs inside of there. And like I did just mention, there is a center court where you can actually find flamingos, as well as some other exotic birds. There's also 2 swimming pools in this court as well. One is a family pool that is 3.5 feet deep the whole way around, and the other one is the adult pool, which is 21 and over. They do provide towels for you at the pool while you're there. Here we are entering the Bellagio Hotel. Now the conference that our group was attending was actually held in the Bellagio, so we did get to see a lot of what was inside of there. Here in the lobby there is this amazing chandelier made up of 2,000 hand-blown glass flowers made by the famous artist Dale Chioli. If I mispronounced that last name, please let me know in the comments so that way I know to correct it for future reference. There is also a conservatory in the Bellagio that changes theme every so many weeks. While we were there, it was Italian summer. Everything you see in these images is made out of flowers. And of course you can't visit the Bellagio without visiting the fountains out front. We went at night when it was all lit up. They do different songs/show every 15 minutes. We do recommend that you get there right towards the end of a song because people will be leaving the show and it'll allow you to get a closer spot up to view the next showing. Here is a clip of the show that we saw play at the fountains.
There we go, in the news.
Caesar's Palace is a Roman-inspired hotel with many beautiful accents. The Forum Shops is made to look like a city, with a ceiling painted like the sky that cycles through day and night while you are inside of there. Of course, the city is filled with eateries and shops and 2 very beautiful fountains. One of which is the Atlantis fountain that does a show telling a little bit about the Atlantis mythology. There is fountains and fire, and the show itself isn't very long, but it is kind of neat to see. The other half of the Forum Shops is a mall-style building with these beautiful sculptures and these escalators that are actually spiraled that I thought were pretty neat as well. All throughout the Forum Shops, they have all sorts of different Roman-esque design. The benches actually look like the heads of busts, which are pretty cool, and they have long bench-type seats that look like columns that have fallen over off of different buildings. As you walk along this side of the road, you pass by many hotels like the Mirage and Treasure Island. However, we didn't stop inside of either one of those hotels, and so we crossed the street and headed over to the Venetian Hotel. The Venetian Hotel is the Italian-themed hotel, and we spent most of our time in here inside of the Canal Shops. The Canal Shops is a beautiful Italian plaza-themed area. The sky is painted on the ceiling, and it is just like Caesar's Palace. It does rotate through a day and night cycle. Through this hotel, there is a canal that runs through it, and gondolas go up and down, and you can actually get on the gondolas and ride. The gondoliers sing to you as they paddle you through the hotel, and you can hear this one singing as he's turning around here. The magic show that we were going to see in Harrah's was the Mack King show. Mack King is one of the longest running magicians in Las Vegas. He has a comedy magic show which is family friendly, but he has jokes for adults and children alike. He involves the audience a lot, making it a very immersive experience for everybody. After the show, he stands outside the theater, so you can get your picture with him or you can get an autograph from him. I bought one of his magic books and had him autograph it, which you can see him doing here. The Paris Hotel is obviously the French-inspired hotel. There's an Eiffel Tower that you can go up, and there's a Parisian village that you can walk to with a lot of really cool shops and a Parisian patisserie as well. Now we could continue walking down this side of the street and go down to the MGM Grand, or you can do what we did and cross the street over to New York, New York. New York is designed to look just like the streets of New York City. When we stopped in there, we got a pizza from a pizza shop and sat out on the streets of New York to eat that. There's a roller coaster inside of this hotel, and it is $17 for a single ride. It is very popular. There was a long line to ride that particular ride. There's a Hershey Chocolates World inside of this hotel as well. It leads to some pretty interesting statues of Liberty being made out of Twizzlers and jelly beans that are sitting in and around the hotel as well. Excalibur is the Castle Hotel down on the Strip, and it's probably Ian and I's favorite. There's an arcade on the floor just below the lobby, and that's where the entrance to their big show in this hotel is. They have a show called Tournament of the Kings, which is a jousting competition show that you can witness. Now we are coming into the Luxor Hotel. This is the Egyptian-inspired hotel, and it is actually pyramid-shaped. We took pictures of the buffet as well. Now, we did not eat in there, but we did go down to see it. It looks like an excavation site from Egypt. It looks like they're digging up old Egyptian artifacts, which is pretty cool, which is why we took pictures of it. In the lobby, you can get the best view of how the building is built like a pyramid and how all the rooms are in there on that particular slant. Now we are going to be heading back up this side of the street, back towards Bellagio and Caesar's Palace up there. And as we walk up this side, we can pass the Cosmopolitan Hotel and Aria, neither of which we went into and viewed from the inside. There are also some hotels that are off the Strip, such as the Orleans or the Rio. Now, if you want to see either one of those, be prepared for a good walk. The first of these interesting businesses we're going to be coming across is the Hard Rock Cafe. Now, this Hard Rock Cafe is separate from the Hard Rock Hotel that is off the Strip a little bit. You can go in and check it out. It's a Hard Rock. They've got all sorts of interesting artifacts and things in there to check out. The next building over is the CocaCola Store. The CocaCola Store, you can buy all sorts of Coca-Cola merchandise, Coca-Cola, and get your picture taken with the Coca-Cola bear. You can also taste Coke from all over the world and the different flavors that they offer in different areas of the world. The M&M Store is the last of these interesting shops I'm going to talk about for the moment. The M&M Store is 4 floors of M&M memorabilia. There's a wall of colored M&Ms that you can get individual colors of or individual flavors of. If you have ever been to the M&M Store in New York City, it's bigger and in Ian and I's opinion, more interesting to look at. But we do encourage you to check out this store, especially if you've never been to an M&M store before. There is a monorail system that connects many of the hotels on the one side of the strip, and it's the side with the Flamingo on it. In fact, the Flamingo is one of the stops on the rails. It is $13 for a 24-hour hop-on, hop-off pass, and it is well worth it. And if nothing else, it's a really good time saver. Ian and I used this system one day, and we still ended up walking a good bit, but we covered almost the entirety of the strip that day. You can take the monorail from the MGM at the bottom of the rails and go the whole way up to the Sahara, so you can see Circus and take a quote-unquote short walk over to see the Stratosphere, which is still 4 or 5 blocks away from that last stop. The other option outside of the monorail is the bus system. The bus has an $8 24-hour pass and a $6 2-hour pass. Every single bus can take 2 wheelchairs on it. We traveled with a scooter and we never had to wait for a bus because of the scooter. The buses come through about every 15 minutes, sometimes it takes less, and they take you all over the strip and up to downtown Vegas. There is the Deuce bus that takes you to every single stop along the strip, northbound, and southbound they go almost the whole way down, but they stop just before the Las Vegas sign unless you're going like midnight to 9 a.m. They do the overnight run down there to that sign. Then there is the SDX bus, that is the express bus, and it doesn't stop everywhere, but it is slightly faster and it always goes down to the Las Vegas sign. We took the bus up to the Bonneville Transit Center stop, and from there we took 2 short, normal-sized blocks of walking to get to the gold and silver pawn shop from the show Pawn Stars. When we got there was no line, so they let us right in, but when we came out, there's a line around the block because they can only let so many people in at a time, so just be aware that you may have to stand outside in the hot Las Vegas sun before you can get into this building if you want to go and check it out. If you walk across the parking lot, you can go over to Palm Plaza, where many of the people from the show have shops, like Chumlee has a candy store over there now. Most everything was closed the day that we were there, but it was a nice place to sit and relax in the shade for a little bit. If you were to keep going northbound on the bus, you would run right into the downtown Vegas loop. This is Old Vegas. This is where many of the old hotels are, like Binion's, Golden Nugget, Frontier, and Four Queens are. This is all covered, and this is where you can also find the cheap souvenirs and the cheap food. There's also a plethora of street performers and Elvis impersonators there as well. Now, many performers are very good, like these dancers and these violinists who are absolutely excellent. At night, they light up the cover and do a light show in there. And also during the day and at night, they have a zip line that goes over the downtown Vegas section and is called the Slots of Fun. You can either sit up or fly like Superman over the streets of Old Vegas. Now, if you go to the other end of the line on the bus southbound, you can run into the iconic Las Vegas sign. There is a line that you can wait in to take your picture right in front of the sign and be right centered on top of it, which we did. But you can also step to the side where you don't have to wait in line and still get a very good shot in front of the sign or just of the sign as well. But you have to take the bus to this. It is way too far out of walking distance on the strip. And that's all we have for this part. Check back and see the rest of our trip to Las Vegas and see how it went. Of course, if you liked this video, hit that thumbs up button and click the subscribe button below for more of our content. And until next time, guys, happy travels.